I'm airbrushing a skull on a metal panel. So what I'm doing right now is outlining the eye socket. I'm using sepia right now, so I mixed about 20% reducer in this airbrush right now. And I'm using a Wada HPCH airbrush, so it has a little kind of pressure valve at the bottom so I can adjust the pressure. So I'm painting the outside right now, and I'm really just kind of like drawing and kind of like just laying in where I want to put the darkest shadows first. And right now what I'm doing is using a pencil eraser to knock out some of the highlights and kind of build this up over time once I do this this painting. So I'm airbrushing more here, and I'm kind of getting rid of these little pencil marks. Got some here and there. It's not perfect, but you know what? So I get rid of them, so it's good. So once I do that, I kind of go over to the bottom of the eye socket and around the edges, and I kind of make this kind of little circle inside of his eye. I create all the detail here by just adding some little midtones right now, adding these little hairline kind of details, these cracks in the skull, and then some more texture by the bottom. And I'm using the sepia tone. It's really nice because I'm using Createx colors, and I really like their paints. I can reduce them and I can do a lot of cool effects with them. So I'm using the illustration color. So right now what I'm doing is just erasing some more of these highlights again, and this is a Faber-Castell erasing pencil. I think that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, drop it in the comments. But yes, I'm doing that to make more of the detail kind of stick out, the highlights kind of pop more. And right now I'm just kind of going around the teeth and inside the nose right here, just building the shadows, and the shadows tend to fall around the outside edges. And then the deeper back you go inside the skull, in the nose and the cavities and stuff, it gets darker. So all the light's coming from the left side and all the dark is coming at the right. So just leaving a cast shadow over the right side of his eye underneath, and the whole side of his face really, of the skull. So I'm airbrushing some sepia at the lower part of his jaw right now. I'm just outlining everything so I know where everything's gonna be at before I lose all my pencil marks, and I won't be able to find that later. I'm keeping all the lines really tight right now, and then I'm kind of blending in the detail after that. So I'm airbrushing the teeth and the little cavities and everything inside the teeth. So you can see it's kind of like a top front angle. You can see like the inside of the back molars and like the canine and all the rest of the teeth in the front. It's more of like a front view. So his jaw is kind of like hinging. So I'm just cleaning up all the design right now and then reworking all those dark shadows again. And it's a process going over and over again to really create a lot of depth and three-dimensional effects that you can. And that's the really cool thing about airbrushing. You can really make a lot of cool effects by painting layers of paint on top of each other. So I'm focusing on the left and right. I kind of go back to even it out a little bit, and I kind of want to match as much as I can. But every now and then I kind of freehanded, freestyle it. And if you look at the picture I'm working on right now, you can see it's really dark in the right side of his of the skull head. So I'm working all that right now. And the shadows are being cast by the right, and they're really falling into those teeth as it grooves and the separate parts of the teeth merge together. So those would be the darkest darks. And then where all the cracks and all the hairline fractures and all that stuff with the skull, those will also be where the deepest grooves go. So if you work that and paint that in there, you really have a little map of how you want the rest of the painting to go. There's a little crack in the tooth. The little things like that I kind of add, you know, kind of midway to the process of painting everything. But I want to make sure I keep all the white highlights on the left side of the teeth, because the light's coming from the left side. So now that I kind of know that, I can know what parts are going to be darker and what are going to be lighter. I can look at my reference, and I always constantly am, but you know, just have a little more confidence if you know where exactly the light source is coming from, so you don't have to worry about seeing every little detail and matching everything perfect. So now I'm using this template, skulls. It's really cool, so it creates this kind of ghost skull effect underneath it. Just gives it a little more depth, a little more dimension. And it kind of, you know, adds a little variation in the painting. So I'm adding some finishing touches here and just cleaning up some of the lines by the teeth and the bottom of the jaw and inside the eye sockets, and just kind of moving around the painting. But if you take your time and do some, you know, some darks and build some highlights and some shadows, you can make a really cool painting and just have a lot of fun with it. I'm just sharpening up the edges and adding like 100% opacity for this color now. So here's a finished product. I thank you guys for checking out the channel. Check me out follow me on Instagram at Mindless Paint, Snapchat Mindless Paint, and I'm on Facebook too and everything like that. So drop a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think. All right, later.